it's Alice, and today we're gonna do a fun Would You Rather video. So I asked you on Instagram for some dilemmas and I got some really good ones. Some are book related and some are not, and we're just gonna go through them and I think it's gonna be fun. I love watching these types of videos, so hopefully you will find it fun as well. I'm assuming you will, otherwise you probably wouldn't be here. But yeah, we're just gonna go through them and you can play along at home if you want to, because I would love to hear your answers to all of these. Alright, let's begin. First, we have, would you rather have all your books with printed stickers on them or have them in the movie tie-in edition? Both terrible choices, but for me, the answer is fairly obvious. I would rather have the books with the printed on stickers because I feel like the movie tie-in editions sometimes looks alright, but for the most part they don't, and I wouldn't like all my books to be in those types of editions. So I'd rather just live with the stickers. I already kind of do that because they do print them on a lot of books. I do feel like most of the time print-on stickers do ruin the design of the book a little bit, but it actually doesn't bother me as much as it seems to bother other people. Like, I don't know why, I've just gotten used to them and I understand why they do that. And I think back to the time when I didn't do booktube and I wasn't so into the book world. I found those stickers quite helpful actually when I went into bookshops, because if a sticker said that the book had won some sort of prize, like the Women's Prize, or had been nominated for it, I would be more intrigued by that book just seeing the sticker. That doesn't work for me anymore because I already know of all the books before I even get to the bookshop, but like when I wasn't so into the book world, I actually quite liked having those stickers. I just wish we could take them off, but like, I get why they're there. The second dilemma is a great one. It's, would you rather there was no Christmas season or no autumn? I feel like my answer is fairly obvious, but let's just think about this for a minute. I feel like if I had to make this choice, if I was to take everyone else in the world into consideration, I think that robbing people of Christmas would be quite bad, but I'm also selfish, so I would keep autumn. I feel like we get to keep autumn for longer, like the season lasts longer, so it makes more sense to me, and I also just love autumn. But I guess for some people, Christmas lasts like for months, or even all year. Like for some people, they have Christmas in their hearts all year. I have autumn in my heart all year. It's just cold and death and decay, but in nice colors. Can you imagine if I actually had to make that choice and I removed Christmas from the world? Like, I would get into so much trouble. People would be coming for me. I would still choose autumn though, but like, can you imagine? The next one we have is, would you rather never read your favorite book again or never eat your favorite food again? Now this one is truly evil. And I'm pretty sure that the person who added this put like a little devil emoji next to it, so they knew what they were doing. They knew. I love my favorite books. Like, don't get me wrong, I love books, but like food though. I feel like I can eat a lot more of my favorite food than I can ever reread my favorite book. So I would choose the food. I always choose the food, to be fair. Moving on, the next one we have is, would you rather only read fiction or only nonfiction? And I actually got several of these and I think it's an interesting dilemma. My reading consists of about 75% fiction and 25% nonfiction, so you'd think that the choice was easy, but I rate nonfiction generally a lot higher than I rate fiction, so I technically like enjoy nonfiction more than fiction in a way, like I at least rate it higher, and so it's not such an easy choice. Also because I love nonfiction and I feel like my world has broadened so much since I discovered the nonfiction books that I really like reading. I do think I would have to go for fiction though. I think my reading life would be lesser for it, but a reading life without fiction seems odd to me. Like, fiction is my first true love in reading, so I think I just stick to that. The next one says, would you rather only read murder mysteries or only YA? And then it says in brackets, okay, that one might be fairly obvious, you're right, it is fairly obvious. I would read murder mysteries all day, every day. The next one we have says, would you rather never watch a booktube video again or never make one again? This one is really interesting because I feel like my channel would not be as good if I didn't also watch other booktubers, because I find not only inspiration with watching other booktubers, but I find a lot of motivation. Like, watching other people in the community motivates me to make videos, so I think that my channel would be lesser for it, if you will. But I get very sad at the thought of never making a booktube video because I feel like we've built a nice little community here, and I think that it would be sad. So I think I would choose to never watch one again. I do feel like there's a loophole here though, because I could just follow people on Instagram instead, like follow all of my favorite booktubers, and I could like keep up with them that way. It wouldn't be the same, but at least I can see what they're reading and what they're up to. The next one says, would you rather always strictly have to follow a TBR or always pick your next read at random? I would easily just pick my next read at random. Like, if I never made a TBR again, I don't think it would make that much of a difference, to be honest. I'm not very good at sticking to them, you see, so it wouldn't make that much of a difference. Then we've got another food-related one. It's, would you rather never eat cheese again or never eat cookies again? This one is also evil, I feel. But I think the answer is fairly obvious, because cookies is a very specific thing, and I feel like there are other things I could eat instead that sort of fill that need, like cake or ice cream or other sweet things. Whereas cheese is a whole like genre of food. Genre might not be the right word, but you know what I mean. And cheese is the shiz. So I don't think I'd give up on that. And there's also no good replacement for cheese. The next one says, would you rather only have the wardrobe of Professor Umbridge or Luna Lovegood for the rest of your life? Look, I like pink as much as the next person, but I don't want to wear only pink all the time. I think I have maybe one pink thing in my closet, and it's like a sweater that I don't wear very often. So I don't think I would go for that. Also, Umbridge is a swamp troll, just dressed in pink, and I want no part of it. I think Luna's wardrobe would be quite a lot more eccentric than my current one, but I feel like I could rock it. Maybe I could try to, at least. And most of her clothes do look comfortable, and I am into that. Moving on, we've got a very good one. It's, would you rather live in a world where there is only summer or only winter? So I have questions about this one. What kind of winter are we talking about? Because it depends on where in the season you are. Are we stuck in like one part of it? Are we at that point where there is barely any daylight, like the time we're in now, where the sun rises at 9 and sets at like 3, so if you have a daytime job you never see daylight? Is it that kind of winter? And also, in this world, do I have to work? Because if I have a job I will never see the sun, which I don't mind that much, but like after a while you do actually get quite sick. So I really don't know. It depends on the winter, and like, is it super cold all the time? Is there only snow, or do we get like different levels of winter throughout the winter? I don't know. I also don't love summer though. It's my least favorite season. But again, what kind of summer are we talking about? Are we talking about like heat wave summer or just like a regular okay nice Norwegian summer? I don't know. I guess if I just had to choose, I would choose winter because I like winter better than summer. But yeah, I think being stuck in perpetual winter would not be great. And actually, this question reminds me, I'm really lucky and happy that I live in a place that has all 4 seasons, because it's just nice to be able to go through all of them. Then someone writes, would you rather only read in English or only in Norwegian? It would suck to have to make this choice, so I'm glad I don't have to, because I've spent quite a lot of years getting back into reading in Norwegian, and I've like really made an effort to get into it, and I feel like I'm in a really good place with it. So it would suck if I couldn't do that anymore, but I would probably choose to just read in English. The next one made me chuckle a bit. It's, would you rather go a year without eyelashes or a year without eyebrows? Now, I don't want to laugh about this too much because I know that some people do actually lose their hair in those areas and it's very sad for them, so it's not actually funny, but I laughed a bit because I sort of imagined myself without one or the other, and I think I would choose not to have eyelashes. I think I could more easily pull off that look than the no eyebrow look. And funnily enough, I do kind of already know what I would look like without eyebrows because my eyebrows are very, very light if I don't dye them, and they're almost invisible. They're very thin, and I like overplucked them when I was young, so they don't grow back. And this is all makeup. Like, this is all just smoke and mirrors, guys. This is not what it looks like when I take my makeup off. And so I would rather have no eyelashes. Another one that I thought was really good was, would you rather have to speak in rhyme or in riddles for the rest of your life? Can you imagine having to speak in riddles for the rest of your life? That is a nightmare. I feel like humans speak in enough riddles as it is, so I would speak in rhyme, it's fine. Like, can you imagine never being able to, like, ask where the bathroom is without making up a riddle? Or, like, if someone asks you a question, you can't answer it without answering it a riddle and just hope that they figure it out. Then we've got another food one. It's, would you rather cook 5 batches of Christmas cookies alone or eat 5 batches of Christmas cookies alone? What I'm thinking here is, why can't I do both? Why can't I cook all the 5 batches of cookies and then eat them all by myself? That sounds great. If I had to choose though, I would choose to eat them because food. Another book-related one is, would you rather read only new titles within 6 months of publishing or only classics? This is a really, really good one and a very difficult one. I don't know. I don't think I'd like either, but I think I would struggle with the 6-month thing. I don't think I would be able to read what I wanted, and then I guess I would just have to get rid of those books after 6 months because I didn't get to them. 6 months is not as long as you think it is, but then reading only classics seems kind of sad to me because there are so many new books that sound so good, and they deal with more like modern and contemporary themes, which I enjoy. So I really don't know, but I guess I would just pick classics and then hope that the books that I'm interested in like stick around for long enough for them to be considered modern classics at some point, and I'll just read them like 20 years later. But oh, that's actually like a really, really difficult one. Then we've got a bit of a classic dilemma, I feel. It's, would you rather have dinner with your favorite author or your favorite character? I don't really know, but like the first name that popped into my head was like Agatha Christie. I think it could be cool to have dinner with her because she was a very mysterious woman. She's obviously dead now, but I'm assuming she could come back to life to have dinner with me. So I think that would be interesting. But it would also be interesting to eat dinner with Poirot, who is very fascinating. And I think that would be quite an experience. He's a very funny little man. Second to last, it says, would you rather have your favorite book turned into a movie or a TV series? I would choose TV series because I generally enjoy like things lasting a little bit longer and having more time to explore the story and getting to know the characters. I sometimes feel like movies are just like too fast sometimes, but it depends on the book. Like if they were to make an adaptation of The Secret History, I would want a TV series because I feel like that book needs it. But then like The Smoke Hunter could be a really good movie. I don't know if that would be as good as a TV series. I think that's more of like movie material. So I guess it depends on the book. But if I had to choose, I would want everything to be made into TV series. Lastly, someone submitted, would you rather live in a fantasy world or in a science fiction world? This completely depends on the world, but if I could like build it, I think I would choose a fantasy world. I think I would rather have magic than be in space, you know? Or maybe we could have magic in space. That would be cool. But I think I would want some sort of fantasy world, probably. Okay, everyone, I think that was it. And thank you so much to anyone who like answered my little box on Instagram. It was very helpful and a lot of fun, and you know, I'd love to know your answers to basically all of these, but if I had to choose, I would love to know what you would choose between having no autumn and no Christmas. I feel like that's a very divisive one. And then, would you rather only read classics or new books within 6 months? I feel like that's a really difficult one as well. So let me know what you would do. And yeah, I think that was it. As usual, links to my Patreon and other social media will be in the description if you're interested. And I will see you soon. Bye!